The Splash in the Pond. Deep in the green woods sat a quiet, sparkling pond. It was the perfect home for a family of frogs. Elder Pilo, the oldest and wisest frog, loved to sit on his favorite log and listen to the morning birds. He watched the dragonflies dance and felt very much at peace in his watery kingdom. One sunny afternoon, the peace was broken. Two boys named Leo and Kip came running through the trees. They were looking for adventure and a place to play. When they saw the shimmering water of the pond, they shouted with joy and raced toward the muddy bank. "Look at all these flat stones," Leo cried, pointing to a pile of rocks near the shore. He knelt by the water's edge and began filling his pockets. Kip joined him, searching through the dirt for the smoothest, roundest rocks he could find. They thought the stones looked like perfect little skipping toys. Leo took a stone and threw it hard. Splash! The water jumped high into the air. "I bet I can hit that lily pad way out there," he cheered. Kip laughed and threw his own stone, creating a second big splash. They began to hurl stones into the pond as fast as they could, cheering for every ripple. But below the surface, the pond was no longer a happy place. It was full of crashing sounds and scary shadows. Elder Pilo and a tiny, shivering frog huddled together behind the thick stems of the water lilies. They trembled every time a heavy stone sank into the mud near their hiding spot. Leo reached into his pocket for his biggest, heaviest stone. He was having so much fun that he didn't notice how the birds had stopped singing. He didn't see the tiny bubbles rising from the bottom where the frogs were hiding. He just wanted to see the biggest splash of the day. Suddenly, Elder Pilo knew he had to do something to save his family. He swam through the crashing bubbles and climbed onto a high, flat rock right in front of the boys. He took a deep breath and puffed out his green chest as far as it would go so the boys would see him. "Please, stop," Elder Pilo called out in his deep, croaking voice. Leo froze with his arm in the air, the big stone ready to fly. He looked down and was surprised to see the old frog looking right at him. "To you, this is just a game," Pilo said softly. "But to us, it is very dangerous." Leo slowly lowered his arm and let the stone drop onto the grass. He looked at Kip, who had also stopped playing. They hadn't meant to be mean. They just hadn't thought about the living things beneath the water. They felt very sorry for scaring their tiny neighbors who called the pond home. Kip knelt down and gently pushed a stone away from the water's edge. He and Leo spent the rest of the afternoon sitting quietly, watching Elder Pilo swim back to his favorite log. Always stop to think whether your fun may not be the cause of another's unhappiness.